What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new race. This is my first time doing this. This is an FRS Season 4. I am a full-time C in Div 6. Yeah, you can see it right here. We are in Silverstone, and it is a wet race. So just like the British, it is going to be dreary. We start here in, wow, I'm forgetting. We start here in our qualification, and it's immediately shit. Yep, there we go. You know? And then that's pretty much how quali went. We don't really need to watch anything else. During the formation lap, I was, I qualified 14th. I was pretty much one off the back. The plan was to just like claw my way into the points because when it comes down to it, like that's really all that matters. I want to score for Red Bull and I want to score for my team. And it's a wet race anyway. It's gonna be wet the entire time. So the strategy was to just not pit, which is keep riding my own race and seeing what happens. So now we're here at the start. 3 lights, 2 lights, 1 light, and we're off. I have a decent start, but like I lose a place right off the bat. Daft is very good, and he had a great start, and he rocketed off the line. I don't know how many people in this league are playing without assists, just like me, but there were some people that were really, really quick. Right here, you got Jay Stevens. I see him in 11th place. Ginger Ninja was in 13th. He is the championship leader right now in my division, so he's a little out of place, but he was there. Foggy wasn't even going to be able to make the race, and he was able to make it, so which is pretty dope. So right now, I am sitting here in last place. I'm going for an overtake of Daft, and keep an eye out for this spot because this will become very important to us later in the race. But it does not work. I missed my braking point, and also Daft just like drives right in. If you're wondering why the quality of the graphics are so low, I lowered them to make it easier for me to see while racing. Maybe next one I'll up the graphics in a wet race so we can get the full experience. Going into cops, I'm definitely saying it wrong. I was so afraid of like spitting out. I think that was like that pretty much describes my wet driving style is just trying to stay out of the wall. Like when it comes down to it, I want to be able to just stay on the track. Something that my engineer said, shout out to Renovaccio89, he basically said that it's about drive to survive. It's about trying to survive as long as you can. And I think I did all right. This is the first lap. I didn't make any places up, but I also didn't spin and I didn't fall too far back of the pack. And honestly, I don't really ever fall too far back of the pack in this race. I mean, about like 17 to 15 seconds off of the leader when it finishes, spoiler alert, but I think I do all right. So first lap goes, and I'm also making places on Daft, who definitely had some struggles in that last lap. So, and yeah, so moving on slowly. Yeah, it's my first time making these videos, so it's gonna take some time for me to get the timing. Yep. And then Jay Stevens spins out. That was probably the most important thing for me because I was like, okay, look, I can get some places here. We fast forward to lap 13 and up 2 places because Ginger Ninja spun out as well. I still think Ginger Ninja is like, how can I say, sandbagging, but maybe he's not. We go in right here. This is the part I was talking to you about. I go for the double overtake. I got caught up sleeping and Daft. They were fighting. I got the line, and then I'm coming over to make the corner, and then boom, Daft turns in on me. Now, luckily, he only clipped me on the top right of my wing. I got some light damage, which you would find out later in the race, and it really annoyed me. But one thing I've been working on is just like getting past these small mistakes because these small mistakes happen. And when they happen, you just gotta like push past them. And actually, I don't even think that was a mistake. Like just these small instances happen, and then Jay Stevens comes and passes me and puts me into last place. But you know what? At this point, I had just been resigned to the fact that I was gonna finish in last, and all I had to do was just make it to the end. So basically, pulling it up. It's a lap 10, still raining. I'm a decent bit off the pace, about like 12 seconds from the further pack back. So I'd say about like 30 seconds from the actual everybody else. I decided I wasn't gonna pit because I wanted to just try my luck and stay out because I know that other people are gonna make mistakes. And even if I came in last, as long as I finished the race, that's what matters. And then boom, Alpha D drops, DNFs. So now I am 14th. Still last in the field, but 14th out of 15th that started. So that's a plus. Now we're pulling up the lap 12. I'm still in 12th place. Daft had spun out 2, so I was able to get it, and boom. I had been getting warnings. The first race, Austria, last week, I actually made into 10th place off of the strength of not having any penalties. And the fact that I got 3 seconds of penalties here really crushed. It's a shame because I think I only got one other warning for the rest of the round, which means I would have gotten these 3 seconds regardless. But as you'll see, the way it ends up is that I actually squeak by and I'm able to possibly, well, I don't want to spoil it. I'm able to spoil it. So basically, I see that Matt is coming out of the pits. I see that Wes is coming out of the pits. So I'm thinking maybe I can get a couple passes on track here. But, you know, I'm able to squeeze into 11th place, which is pretty awesome. So now, lap 24. The reason why we skipped so much is because there really wasn't much that happened. But we're at lap 24. I'm P11. Raccoon Rustler had spun out earlier, and so I was ahead of him. And Daft had pit as well, and he was like down 17 seconds and with some fresh tires, and he had carved that in half. Meanwhile, my tires, as you can see, the red notification, my tires are not doing good as well. So the plan was to just like make it all the way to the end. I think at this point, I'm putting in some of my fastest laps, as you can see here. You know, I got faster as the race went down, but also the track got better. And I also feel like I started to brake better and I was in more control of the car. But this is where it got huge. I saw that Kenny Powers had pit and he had retired, and boom, I was in the points. So now, all the way from 15th, about like 5 minutes ago in this recording at least, now I'm in the points. And I have something to lose. I'm coming into the penultimate lap. I have 3 seconds as a penalty. So the plan is to just drive, to just focus, to not crash, to stay on the road. And I know that I had at least a 5-second buffer. But as you can see, Daft was starting to carve into that time. And if I was Daft, I totally know that like I could definitely claw back 5 seconds in these next couple laps. So I'm sitting here, I'm pretty nervous because I was in 10th place last week. I want to try to keep a point scoring streak going. I was in 10th place this week. You know, my tire wear is right there. I was really worried about my front left. My front left was at 69%. As you'll see later in the race, it gets even worse. But I had to just keep focusing because at the end of the day, you know, I had to give me what the track was going to give me and try my best to like do what I can. And like, I'm still getting the kinks out of this game. I don't play it as much as I did for Fun 2020. Just busy. But the plan is to just like hopefully score more points and be a scrappy midfielder. You know, I think my point goal for this season is about 20, 25 points. So if I could do 20, 25 points, I think I should be all right. Coming into these last 2 corners, like here I knew, okay, I'm phoning it in. I'm just trying to bring it home. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. You know, I haven't really been on ERS. I feel like I could have done better with my ERS this whole race. I finished with too much. Right there, I kind of cut that first turn a little bit, and I could have gotten a warning. I remember thinking that I was going to get another warning. I was afraid of it, but, you know, I managed to not doing it. And coming into this turn, I had so much trouble with this turn the whole race. I was missing the apex all over the place. Coming onto this straight, love this straight. This is where I had the issue with Daft in the bend. But then I saw that Daft was starting to cut into my time. And like as you saw, like about a minute ago, he was about 8 seconds off, and then now he's 6 seconds off. And I'm just sitting here slipping and sliding all over this track. This track was just ice. But the fact is, I'm still running with no assists. You can hear me repeat this often in these takes, but running with no assists, and I didn't spin. Even over here, I remember if I didn't have my heartbeat monitor up, and I'm going to get it up for the next race, but I was going. My heartbeat was rocking. I was definitely sweating right over here, trying to make sure I didn't spin, because if I spun, then Daft would have had me, and I would have been trying to fight over 11th with Raccoon Rustler, which is not something I want to do. Coming into one of the last final turns, at this point, I was just hoping I wouldn't get a puncture. Got 72% on my front left, 62% on my front right, but I'm feeling good. And then we come to the last turn. I nail this. I don't. but I still managed to make it across the line. And as we come across the line, we finished Silverstone in 10th place. And I am excited. Because not only is this double points for Red Bull in Div 6, but I have scored in 2 consecutive races, and I've scored in every single league race that I've had since May, which is 3 league races, so I'm 3 for 3. So, which is a huge plus. But anyways, thanks for watching this league race. I'll be back again with another race coming soon. And yeah, the next one's Monaco, so which should be a lot of fun. I'm a little stressed out from it already. See y'all soon. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks. Peace.